Hey everyone, Wadge Gaming here. I'm back again with another video. It's Saturday, it's Master Mode Prep Day. So if you're new to this, what we basically do is we look at what teams I'm going to be using for my Master Mode for the coming reset on Monday. I'll go through my teams that I'm going to use for 7,500 points, and I'll also go through my free-to-play teams where I always aim for 3,900 points minimum. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, do smash the like button, do share the content and around, and now let's get back into the video. So, so let's go into my team selection. Grimsley will be weak to bug type on Monday. So this is my free to play team that I'm going to be using. I've got Cypher as the main striker, so Cypher will be here to basically raise his own attack stats and his critical hit rate, and to try and use bug buzz and slash as much as he can, and I will be syncing with Cypher. The lucky skill here has got his critical strike 2. Theme skill will be activated where bug level 4, so I will get a buff in attack stats. So main striker is Cypher. I'm going to pair this up with Viola and Masquerain. The main idea and thinking behind it is to try and trap the opponent with infestation and then try and lower their special attack. I can also gradual heal myself with just fantastic. The lucky skill here I've got is unflappable, just to make sure I don't get any flinches. And again, it's also got level 4 bug on the theme skill, so I will get a buff in more attack stats for Masquerain and for Cypher. The sync grid I've got for Masquerain is this one over here. So it's basically like a trap, so it will power up my moves more when the Pokemon is trapped. And I've also got first aid 4 just in case if I am in a pinch I can raise my HP. And the last Pokemon that will be paired in this team is Xerneas. Xerneas is just here basically to sync first to raise all my stats: special attack, special defense and speed. I may need special defense and speed after syncing, which is why I'm going to be syncing with Xerneas first. And then I'm going to use the Horn Leech. Lucky skill here is Vigilance. Theme skills again won't matter. But here's the grid that I've got for, so basically it's the Horn Leech grid with the Healing in Hand 2, Impervious, and then the Horn Leech Master Healer 1 times 2, and then also the Move Gauge Refresh for Horn Leech. So that's the team. That's what I'm going to try and do, is first sync with Xerneas and then attack with Cypher and Masquerain. Moving on now to my full strength team that I'm going to go for 7,500 points, and here my main striker is going to be Alda and Volcarona. Alda and Volcarona will be here to raise its own critical hit rate and also special attack with +6. Then I will be using Hyper Beam and Sinking. Lucky skill here I've got is Unbending, just so my defense doesn't get lowered from I think it's why did I put that? Oh yeah, because when I use Unparalleled Power, it does lower the defenses, so having that will make sure my defenses doesn't get low. But if you want to, you can put Critical Strike 2 on this. Theme skill here I got as bug level 4, so I will get a buff in attack stats. The other Pokemon again, Masquerain, it's the same grid that I've used for free to play. It's going to be here for the same purpose. It's here to trap and also lower special attack. Then I'm going to also pair this up with Lily and Rabombi. This is just here to basically raise evasiveness for the team. And then I will be using Leech Life to make sure it heals itself gradually. Lucky skill here is Vigilance. Theme skill is level 4 on bug, so I will get a buff in HP stats for the team. The sync grid that I've gone for is the Leech Life grid. So Toughen Up 3 for itself, Leech Life Master Healer 1, Die Hit All MP Refresh. And then I've got the Leech Life Move Gauge Refresh and the Alolan Lang MP Refresh. So it's just here to try and get +6 evasiveness and then just try and use Leech Life. So that is Grimsley. Let's move on now to Marshall. And now Marshall will be weak to Psychic type. Again, this is another Bruno all over again. So I'm going to use Mewtwo over here. And Mewtwo is going to be here for Psychic and for Sinking. He can raise his critical hit and evasiveness with nowhere to hide. The lucky skill here I got is Critical Strike 1. If you've got Critical Strike 2, that's even better. The theme skills here will not matter as much, again, and he has no grid. I'm going to pair it up with Roxanne and Probopass. The reason why is I want to raise my defenses because Marshall is a physical attacker, so by doing that it will help my defenses a lot. And then I've got Sturdy Buddy, so I can try and raise the speed as well as the special attack, just in case if I don't get any MP refreshes on Superior for X special attack. Oh, and then I've also got Wide Guard as well, which will be useful in terms of defending. Lucky Skill I didn't really pay much attention to, and the theme skills again will not matter. Then Rosa and Superior here is my tank. This is going to be here to raise the special attack for the team, so that when Mewtwo does hit, Mewtwo will hit a lot hard. And then I also got time to energize as well, so I can refresh the move gauge as much as I can, so that I can do as many psychic hits as I can. Lucky Skill is Enlightenment 9, but again it's better to have Vigilance on the support. And again, the theme skills will not matter, but here's the grid that I've gone for. So time to energize MP refreshes, X special attack MP refresh, and then energy ball on a roll 1. But again, it's not really going to matter. I'm just going to really use this for raising special attack and also refreshing the move gauge as much as I can, so that Mewtwo can hit with psychic as much as he can. Moving to my full strength team. So this is the team that I'm going to use. It worked wonders against Bruno, so it should work wonders against Marshall. I've got Mew and Professor Oak here. It will be here for using Swift first to try and lower stats. Lucky Skill I got is Unflappable. I don't know why. Whenever I use Mew, he always used to get flinched, so I decided to stick Unflappable on it. Then Theme Skill is level 4 on Psychic, so the whole team will also get a buff in attack stats. On the Sync Grid, I've got First Aid 4, Natural Remedy, Agile Entry 2, Shifty Striker 2, Swift Move Gauge Refresh. So this is here basically to dodge and hit. If that doesn't work, I've got the Sync Grid. And I've got the Inertia, I've got Blind Spot, Agile Entry 2 and Shifty Striker 2 with the Sync Node buffs. So I've got both, just in case if one doesn't work, I'll use the other Sync Grid. But I'll go for this one first to try and buff up the stats, because I would want to sync with Alakazam. Then I've got Bianca and Moshana. Here is just basically is here for Psychic Terrain. And then also I've got Snoozaloo, so I can quickly raise all my stats for Moshana as much as I can, so that when Stored Power hits, Stored Power will hit as hard as it can. And we all know how much hard Stored Power does hit. It does hit really hard. It hits harder than most sync moves in the game. Lucky Skill here I've got is Vigilance, and then Theme Skill is level 4 on Psychic, so we'll get a buff in attack stats for the team. Sync Grid I've got Weird Recovery 1, Weird Shield, Psychic Terrain MP Refresh, and then I've got a lot of move gauge refreshes as well, and MP refreshes on all my moves. So you can see what I'm going to be using here, just basically Psychic Terrain, and then also then trying to power up my stats to use Stored Power. And then finally on this team I've got Alakazam and Sabrina. It's here to basically to raise critical hit, special attack, basically to use Reflect, so that it doesn't hit as hard with his physical moves. Lucky Skill I've got is Vigilance, Theme Skill is the level 4 on Psychic, so I will get a buff in HP stats. And I will be syncing with Alakazam, so my special attack and speed will get risen. And then on the Sync Grid, I've got a lot of move gauge refreshes, Sync, 6th Sense MP Refresh, Reflect MP Refresh, Dire Hit, or Critical Hit Squad 1, and then Reflect Pep Rally 2. So that is the team that I'm going for Marshall. Moving on now to the third elite member, that is Shauntal. Shauntal will be weak to water again, so I'm going to use completely the same team as I did last week to this week, and I'm going to use Barry and Empoleon to sync as much as he can. But first I'm going to use No Hesitation to raise my critical hit and speed, Bubble Beam to lower his defenses, or her defenses. Lucky Skill got his Power Flux 2, but again if you got Critical Strike 2 that will be a lot better. Theme Skill is level 4 on Water, so it will be powered up with attack stats because of Starmie. The Sync Grid I've gone for is the bog standard same Empoleon's Sync Grid. So I've got Inertia, Cakewalk, Bubble Beam on a roll, so I'm going to try and lower speed as much as I can and raise my own speed, raise my own attack and critical hit rate, so that I can basically Sync Nuke. Then I've also got Torchic. Torchic is basically here to raise Empoleon's special attack and critical hit. It does have Defense Crush 2, if needed I can lower defenses. And then again it has no Sync Grid and the other theme skill will not matter. For the other support I've got here on the team is Starmie. Starmie's here to raise special defenses and also raise its own invasiveness so it can try and dodge as much as it can. And then lucky skill is vigilance, theme skill is level 4 in water, so I will get a buff in HP. And also then if you check on the grid, I've got a lot of MP refreshes and move gauge refreshes, just because I want to get that +6 on evasiveness and +6 on special defense. If I run out, I'll just spam bubble beam, and the reason why is just to lower speed so that I can activate the sync nuke from Empoleon. So that is what I'm going to be going for. It did work last week, so why not try it again this week? To my full strength team, I'm using that exact same team as I did last week. Sorry guys, but it did work, so if it worked, keep it the same, do not change it. So this is the team that I'm going for. Main Swampert, this is going to be used for Rain Dance and then using Muddy Water, so I will be sinking a lot with Swampert. I've got Super Duper Effective 1, but again it's better to have Critical Strike 1 or 2. Theme skill level 4 on water, so I will get the buff in attack stats for water. Sync grid, I've got Hide and Sync, Refresh and Rain, Rain Dance, MP Refresh. I do have other stuff on it, so maybe I might switch it up. Maybe I could pair it up with Heliolisk. I don't know. Maybe I might not. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling. But that's the grid I'm going to go for Swampert. The other pair here is Rotom. Rotom is here to raise special attack all and then use Breathtaking to reduce the sync move as much as I can, so that I can sync with Swampert. Lucky skill is Vigilance. Theme skills will not matter. But you can see what I've got here on the sync grid. So Ridicule 2, Leg Up 2, Agile Entry 1, and lots of MP refreshes on its MPs. So you can see what I'm going to do here to try and sync, reduce the sync move to use the sync as much as I can and raise the special attack. Finally, I've got Blastoise, where this is going to be used for my tank. It's just basically here to raise defenses, raise critical hit for the team. And it's got Vigilance. Theme skill will also be activated because of having Swampert on the team, so it will get a HP buff. And I've got the tank grid, so I've got Team Fist Bump 2, Team Triage Tank 2, Quick Cure, Impervious, and lots of MP refreshes and move gauge refreshes for Blastoise. So you can see what I'm going to do here. Just try and raise the defenses and critical hit. If I can't do that, I'm just going to use Water Pulse and then hope for some HP replenishes, and that is the team that I'm going to go for. And now look, they're all 6-star EX. Moving on to Caitlyn. Caitlyn will be weak to Dark type this week, and for free to play, you do not have many Dark type Pokemon to play around with. There is only a Lone Persian, if I'm aware, that is a Dark type Pokemon. So I got really stuck trying to pick which team to go for. So I thought, okay, why not try it out? We'll do a Poison team. Poison team always works. It should work again against the Dark type Pokemon. So this is the team that I'm going for. So we've got Lucy and Survivor here. Lucy and Survivor will be used for poisoning, and it will be used for badly poisoning. After poisoning, we will be trying to use Wrap to try and trap wrap Caitlyn. And then we've got Defense Crush 2, and then we've got level 1 on Poison. So you can see out here, there's not much gone into Survivor, but it's just here to poison and trap. Saying that, we've got Janine and Ariados, which is basically here for Venom Drench to try and decrease the attack stats of Caitlyn. So you can see what we're going to try and do, and you can see, look, I've not really put much lucky skills or theme skills on it. So it did do the job last week, so why not try it again this week? But the main star here is going to be Koga and Crobat. Here it's going to be used to raise its own critical hit and its own evasiveness, and then try and use Venoshock and Sinking. And hopefully Survivor will do its job so that Crobat can get its multipliers. Lucky skill Power Reserves 1, but again it's better to have Critical Strike 2 on this. Theme skill, I do have level 4 Poison, so it will get a buff in attack stats. Looking at the grid, I've got Toxic Power 2, Toxic Power 3, Bob and Weave, Sync Move Power Up, and Venoshock. So you can see without Poison, this team is not going to do well. So hopefully we do get the Poison straight away, and then the whole team can work wonders with each other. So that is the team that I'm going to use for Caitlyn for free to play. My full strength team now, you can see, is completely different. I've gone for Hilbert and Mighty Anna Halloween edition. This is gonna blow Caitlin away, and I know it. Those of you that have Mighty Anna or see my previous videos, it is a sync new card, but it is one amazing sync new card. I can put it up there with Metagross. It is amazing. So it's going to be here to raise its attack stats and also its critical hit rate. Then I'm going to try and use Crunch and then try and sync. Lucky skill I got here is Critical Strike 1. I do have the level 4 on Dark, so it will get a buff in attack stats. With 400 attack plus the extra buff of an extra 30, so that's 430. Ooh, it's going to be a lot of attack. Then I've got the sync grid on it, so I've got ramming speed, so the more the speed is risen, it will attack a lot more harder. Haymaker as well, so the more my attack stats are risen, it will hit a lot more harder. And I've also got super duper effective 1. You can see there's so many multipliers on here. It's gonna just blow Caitlin away. Then we've got Karen and Houndoom as well, so this will be here to raise its own stats and critical hit rate. I'm gonna try and flinch with Bite. And then it's got Critical Strike 2, Theme Skill as well. It's got level 4 Dark, so we'll get another plus 30. So you can say 460 attack for Mighty Anna and the Houndoom. And then on the sync grid, I've just got basically Snarl, Move Gauge, Refresh, Free, Dark Pass, Overpower. So yeah, I'm not really going to use this as much. This is just here basically lower special attack and also to try and flinch. The other and final Pokemon to get on this team is Piers and Obstagoon. This will be used for Obstruct, so that I can block as much moves as I can and then just stall as much as I can. It's got Vigilance and it's also got level 4 and Dark, so the team will get a buff in HP stats. And then you can see here on the grid, I've got Block and Heal 1, Unbending, Stalwart, so my defenses cannot be lowered, and lots of MP refreshes and move game refreshes on Obstruct. So this is here just to block. So going on now to Iris. And Iris this week will come from the coming reset on Monday, will be weak to Fighting type. So this is my free to play team that I'm going to be using against Iris. I've got Torchic onto the, whoa, bad mistake here by me. I just realized I have Torchic on the water, on the Empoleon, so good thing I just looked there, otherwise you guys would have grilled me in the comment section. I will swap this out for Medicham, they both do the same job. Okay, so this is the team that I'm going to be going for. Doing that actually made it better because of the theme skills. So we've got Malin and Medicham, which will be here to raise attack stats and to use gloves off to raise the critical hit and make sure we get an ensure hit. It's got Defense Crush 1. Better to have Defense Crush 2 on this, and it does have level 1 of fighting, so I will get a buff in HP stats. And then again, it's got nothing on the grid because it is a non-gridded Pokemon. Then we got Lucario and Karina. This will just be basically here for close combat and to just try and sync as much as we can. It also does have a Defense Crush 1, but it's better to have Critical Strike 2 on this. Theme skills level 4 on fighting, so after syncing we will have 485 attack plus the extra plus the extra 30 in attack. That is going to make his attack stats above in the 500s. So that is going to be amazing to use when it syncs. Let's look at the sync grid. Sync grid here, you can see I've gone for close combat status quo, just so I can reset my defenses, because if I will be using close combat a lot, I need those defenses refreshed. Skate on through MP refresh and Berserker 1, and then I've got the sync node power ups as well. So that is Lucario. We also got Skyland Swan. Skyland Swan is here just to raise the defenses and the speed. And also use potion as much as we can to just basically, we need potions to heal, why not. Lucky skills, Vigilance, theme skill here again, none of these you don't really need to pay much attention to, but the grid is what matters. Master Healer 1 times 2, then we've got Potion MP refreshes, Take Flight MP refresh, Gust Move Gauge refresh 9 as well, so we'll be using a lot of Gust. If needed, I can change this to the flinch grid. I'll just show you here. This is the flinch grid I've got. So Fanfare 2, Gust Move Gauge refresh 9. Take Fly, MP Refresh 3, and Gust Staggering 1 with 2 of them to try and flinch. So you can do it as a flinch healer. And finally, to the last team. This will be my full strength team against Iris. I've used it before in previous master modes in Johto and Kanto. I am now going to use this in Unova, and it's a double striker team. So basically we've got Lucario and Karina, which is the same as the free to play. We just added it on here. The new sync pairs that we've got here is Hilbert and Samurott. This will be here to use in this together to raise their attack and critical hit to +6 and +3 within 2 turns. On top of that, I will be using X Speed all to raise the speed, and I can also flinch with Waterfall. Lucky Skill is Defense Crush 1. Again, it's better to have Vigilance on a support unit like this. Again, the other theme skills will not matter. We've got Endurance on this. We do have Vigilance on this. Sorry, my bad. It's on the grid, so that's why it's not there. But if you want to, you can have Unflappable just in case, so you don't get flinched. And then you can see here I've got the extra what's this? In this together critical as well as attack buffs when I use that move. So by doing that, I can attack quickly as I can with both of my strikers to try and win the battle as soon as I can. So we got Mega Gallade. Mega Glade will be here to attack with close combat or focus blast depending on the Pokemon that she has. If they're attack weak or special attack weak, I can alternate between them. Lucky Skill is a critical strike 1, but again it's better to have critical strike 2. Theme skill level 4 on fighting will be activated because of having Lucario. Both of them together will give a +60 to the team in attack stats. So his attack should be 495 after syncing. Again, as well on the sync grid, got critical strike 1, ramming speed, grand entry 1. Here I come, MP refresh, and then focus blast, move gauge refresh. So that is the team that I am going for. Oh, those are all the teams I'm going for. Do let me know in the comments what teams you will be using for the Monday reset. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, do like the content, and do share it around. And I'll see you all for the next video.